Good morning, beautiful people of the world. Good morning. As usual, I'm running. It's 5:20 on Friday morning. Listen, when I just want to say this to you all, because you know sometimes you all write some irritating comments, and let me just make myself clear. When I record these videos Monday through Sunday or Sunday through Sunday, really Monday through Friday. When I record these videos Monday through Friday, I'm recording in the morning while I'm on my way to work. After I record the video, I upload the video. I'm not responsible for how long it takes to upload a video on YouTube. YouTube sucks ass when it comes to uploading videos. Okay? Please stop writing in my comments, good morning, even though it's not morning. Listen, you getting on my motherfucking nerve with that comment, okay? So stop it. If you are slow and you don't understand when this is being recorded, and come on, content creators will do a video and not upload it for 3 days later and tell you what date it is and this, that, and the other. Stop it. And you know who you are because you do it all the time. So stop. I don't need you to write in my comments, well, it's not morning. It's good morning, even though it's not morning. Listen here. I'm not trying to get you, get off the short bus. I'm just saying. And it's the same person that write that. And then yesterday, I saw the comment again from somebody else, and I'm like, what part of they don't fucking get that I'm on my way to work? I say that every time I get on here. I'm on my way to work. Good morning. So the next person who write it, I'm just gonna block your ass, and I'm just gonna keep it moving. I'm just gonna, because I'm sick of seeing that. Because it's very, like evident that I'm on my way to work. I don't need you to tell me, well, it's really not morning. I know what fucking time it upload, and I know that it ain't morning when you all see it, but it's morning when I record it. Stop being so goddamn irritating. Either look at the fucking video and shut the fuck up, or don't look at the video. Because I do the same video Monday through Friday. If it's Saturday and Sunday, I say good afternoon. If it uploads or it takes a minute for it to upload, and you might see it in the evening, you might not see the video till the next day. But the day that I record it, or at the time that I record it, that's when it's recorded. So stop being a butthole and stop writing that irritating ass comment in the comment section, because I'm getting sick of seeing that. Anywho, good morning. It is Friday, March 13th, 2026, and I'm so glad it's Friday. Yeah, I'm still irritated, as you see. I get irritated with stupid shit. Over here, the job, I just get fucking irritated. I get irritated about stupid stuff, because stupid stuff to me it's just dumb, and it makes no sense. Anywho, I'm glad it's Friday. Oh God, I'm glad it's Friday for many, many, many reasons. There's still bullshit going on at work. Yesterday was a better day. They did have us, and the time is 5:24 a.m. Just so you want to know what time it is, since you need to know all of that. They had us flag yesterday, but it was warmer yesterday. And it wasn't as bad as yesterday, as the day before, because it wasn't as cold and we was not standing. So we got out there, and they said they had put, because it was a manhole up under the ground that was broke or was cracked. So they put a new manhole on top of that. So by the time we got there, they had already put the manhole on top. And they put the manhole on top, and put the manhole on top, and they needed to pour concrete so they could seal it and then put the plate on top of it. So they didn't need us for that, for them to do what they did for the manhole. They wanted us to be out there blocking when they got ready, when the concrete man came. Now, what idiot decided to have the concrete guy come at 12 o'clock when they get off at 2:30? Well, I think they get off at 3:30. Whatever. It's too damn confusing. Anyway, she has some other, my partner, now I got a partner, she has some things going on with them, and her points were valid, and I agreed with her on everything she said, because she was right. It's just that my peace and quiet is now, it's gone, and that's just the way it is, and I guess I just got to accept that fact. However, I am going to go in there this morning and say, I don't understand why we got 2 different start times. If this is the assignment that you all are giving her, you know, that she has to, because she gets off at, you know, I said we coming in between, 1:30, 1:43, you know, or whatever. I'm not understanding why we can't have you want me to work with her, but we got to have 2 different start times. I don't understand that. That just don't make sense. So I'm going to bring it up again. I'm saying, what she waiting around for me to get here, just start me at the same time she starts. If this is what it's going to be. So she's got a meeting with them this morning, the deputy and all of them, whatever. So when they come down from that meeting, I'm going to bring that up. And I'm going to bring that up with Mike Renda, my boss again, and all the rest of them, and say, you know, I don't understand why I can't start at 6 o'clock and get off at 2:30. I'm just not understanding that. I'm here anyway. I'm here at 6 o'clock every morning before 6 o'clock. So I'm just not understanding. I'm just not getting that. You know, I don't understand it. You know, I just do not understand it. So I'm just gonna see what they say or whatever, but I'm gonna bring it up. Because I'm gonna say she's 6 o'clock, I'm 7 o'clock. Why don't you just make us both 6 to 2:30? So all of that is going on with her. She got all of that going on. Then there was some other stuff that was going on with somebody else, and it was just rah, 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 rah. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Because I'm telling y'all, I be driving, and she be telling me about this stuff, and I just feel like I'm drunk. I just feel like I'm spinning out of control. I'm so used to it being quiet. I'm so used to doing my own thing the way I do my thing. You know, I'm just so used to it. And it's hard to conform to being with somebody every day. You know, and it's just a lot. So, anywho, that's going on with that. But yesterday was better. We stood out there. I don't know why they had the concrete man come at noon. You see what I'm saying? Just so we sitting there, we waiting on him to get there. We went and she and I went to the store, and then we got some lunch. I went on and got my lunch at Mariano's, and I sat there in the van and ate it. We ate early. Well, I ate early because she always bring her lunch. She always go back in and eat her lunch. But I was sitting there eating and everything. And so then we went. I made sure we got back early because they're supposed to come back at 11:45. We went back. I made us sure we was back at 11:30. We pulled up at 11:30, and the guy still wasn't there. He didn't get out there until almost 12:30 to pour the concrete for the hole. And they had to cement it. They had to, smooth it all out. It's quite interesting how they do the things that they do. But it was a manhole, like I said, up under there that was old and cracked. And they put a new one down underground. So once they finished after they had to put the plate on top to dry it. Once they dry it and it's dry and it's sealed, they'll go to another job today. Then they'll go back to that job and lift the plate up, and then they'll put something else, some kind of cover on top of it. And after they do that, then they'll be done. So they'll probably go to so today they won't need us. So I'll be back to surveying. So we had to pick up all these cones because we had blocked off one lane. My shoulder is in on MFing fire. So my mother gave me some patches. Girl, my mama is like she's like a medical store. My mother got all kinds of creams and this, that, and the third. So my mama gave me some patches, so I'm gonna put one of the patches on my arm today. Because my arm is really, really hurting where I got this torn rotator cuff. So it's very, very windy in the shop. I mean, extremely windy. Extremely windy. Honey, if you got some patio furniture or whatever you got outside, and the weather is about to turn back to winter. On Monday, it will only be 29 degrees. And it's going to snow. We're going to get some snow. Y'all mind some snow. I can't stand Chicago weather. Monday we hit a record Monday. It was 72 degrees. My windshield washer fluid is getting low. Something is on. 72 degrees. The weekend is going to be nasty. It's going to be raining and snowing. I don't know what kind of combination that is. This weather is crazy. So that's what's going on with that. Because the time change, losing this hour. I don't know who keep coming up with that, why they keep doing this to people. They did a study saying that there are more heart attacks, more accidents during when they take that hour away. It's just backwards as hell to me. It's just backwards. I know that the time change started with farmers or something like that or something. That's what I was told. I don't know. I haven't did a whole lot of research, but it's just dumb. It's just dumb. You gain an hour, you thrown off. You lose an hour, you thrown off. And I just been tired. I have just been tired. You gotta go and you gotta reset all the freaking clocks in the house, on your car, everything. I don't know. You know, Christopher and I had a conversation yesterday, and you know, we talked, and I told him that, you know, he needs to get out of his own way with so many things. He's still grieving, y'all. He really is grieving that relation, that friendship. And he was like, and does it make me weird that I'm grieving over a dude? And I said, no. I said, it doesn't mean that, you know, it doesn't mean that you're weird. It just means that you have, he said, because I loved him like a brother. I said, right. So I said, if he's your brother and he died, I said, you would be still grieving, right? I said, it's the same thing. Don't mean you weird because you're still grieving. You know what I'm saying? Then he talked about my uncle, how that is still very upsetting for him, that he thinks about my uncle a lot. Because he and my uncle did have a relationship, and he's like, you know, he said, I'm still struggling with that. So we talked about that. And then, you know, I had put up a picture of him. We went to vote yesterday. And he just was in a mood. You know, he was just in a funky ass mood. And he didn't look happy when I took the picture that's saying that he's a registered voter now. He actually, this tell you how he is. I thought that he was going to vote yesterday with my mom and I. We did vote. And I hope you all vote too. Please get out and rock the vote. Rock the vote. Get out and vote. Change ain't going to happen with you sitting at home. Go and vote. But I thought he was going to vote for us. So they looked in the system and saw that he was a registered voter now. And he's just sitting there while I'm voting because I was going to help him with the ballot, you know, show him how to do it. He says, I already voted. I'm like, I ain't see you get up. He said, no, I voted when the school took me. Never did he tell me that he had actually voted. I said, well, I'll be damned. So I said, well, who did you vote for? I was asking him, like, our governor, did you vote for prisoner? You know, did you vote for this, that? He said some name I had never heard of. So I don't know what the hell Chris did, but he did vote. Who he voted for, I don't know. I said, why you ain't never tell me that you had voted when they took you all down there? He was like, I thought I did tell you. No, you didn't. But anyway, he voted. He's a registered voter now. Praise be unto God. So he voted. So I'm glad that he, you know, he was able to vote. But he was looking all, he had this scowl on his face, like, you know, he didn't want to be bothered. You know, he hardly smiled or whatever. And I told him, I said, I just don't get it. I said, I just don't get why you are never happy. Oh, it's a lot of traffic. Jeez Louise. And he said, you know, I feel like I'm just, something he said, I don't know. And he went on telling me that the girl, his friend, Leonard, and the girl, Rashida, I think that's the little girl name, they ain't broke up. I said, I told you that wasn't going to last but 2.5 seconds. Because that's how that is. He said, yeah. He said, but he threw our friendship away over that. And he said, but the more and more I think about it, he said, I'm just wondering, did he really throw our friendship away on the strength of that? Or was he just jealous of me? I said, the latter. The latter. I said, I think that, he said, I asked him 4 times. 4 times I asked him. I went to him. I sent him a text. I went to him face to face, and he did. He said, and every time he told me we were good. We were good. And then here he comes prank calling me. And you know, he said he know that I suffer from anxiety. He said, why would he try to scare me like that and this, that, and the other? So he talked about that. So he said he knew that I had just been through something with my uncle, you know, my great uncle committing suicide. He said he knew that. He said, I don't understand. He said, I just don't understand him. I don't understand why he would do that. And, you know, I said, I don't know, you know. And he said, you know, it's almost like, you know, he was mad at me because I got those shoes from Meadow. He said, you know, because that's all I told him that I got for Christmas. He said, because I didn't want to make him feel bad because he told me he didn't get anything. And he said, I don't even know if it was really about any of that, the shoes, or if he was just jealous. And I said, well, I kind of think he was just jealous. I said, that's what I think. I said, I don't really think that it had anything to do with I said, I don't really think it had anything to do with anything else but that. I said, honestly. So, that's what I think, you know. So I just had a long talk with him about a lot of stuff, you know. Can't go into every detail because I don't remember. But I know one goddamn thing, I'm sleepy because he wanted to talk until 11:30. And I'm like, go to bed. I'm like, because I got to get up earlier than you. And I'm tired. This damn water out here. I'm gonna need this thing, but not need this thing. This is gonna come down. Take my card because they might lock the door. All right, y'all, I'll be right back. Every motherfucker want to talk to you when they see you. I don't want to talk to you. Trying to show me a video. Like, God damn it, I got to go down here and get my parking space. That's a texted to me. He just texted to me. This is my boy. I was like, you don't text that shit to me. You want to see him show me something that a goddamn comedian is saying. Boy, I said, if you don't get out of here, I said, text me that shit. I said, I gotta go get, I said, my car is parked out here. I'm parked, illegally parked. You wanna, boy, I got to go. He talking about, okay, I'll just send it to you. Yeah, goodbye. Motherfucking parking space. You got time to be sitting up here chit-chatting with you? I swear, every motherfucker want to talk to you in the morning, early in the morning, and it's always a goddamn man. Like, I got to go. I'll be back, y'all. Now I gotta go in here and see if this my hand work, which it ain't gonna fucking work. Nope. Nope. Didn't work. Now watch when I go in here and do this edit. Didn't I register you? Look here. Don't start that bullshit with me. Don't start that bullshit with me. They be mad because I had to fill out an edit. Hey, this y'all world. My coworker just said, you got to do it real gentle. I said, I do that. I said, I do that. I said, I put my hand there. I place my hand there. I let my hand stay. I take my rings off. It still will not work. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Anywho, y'all. There's a content creator over here named Chloe Barksdale. She was saying on her video, one of her videos, that this young lady told her that her subscribers are tired of hearing her say anywho and anyhow. And I laugh because I say anywho, anyhow. I say it a lot myself. And so she said that the girl told her that she need to find another word. You motherfuckers on here, woo, y'all are something else, baby. Y'all are something else. Let me tell you. I'm like, ain't that a trip? Now somebody want to tell you how you should talk on your shit. I was like, you got to be kidding me. The girl told her, yeah, and your subscribers, they get tired of hearing you say that. Is there another word you can use? Bitch. I just don't understand. I just, you would really think that y'all was paying us to do what we do over here on YouTube. Yeah, we get paid. We monetize, so we get paid by the ads and this, and that, this, that, and other. And we get paid by the views. But this is what I don't understand. If you don't like somebody, I said this, I said it over on Facebook, and I said it over on this platform. I said it on TikTok, Instagram. If you don't like a content creator, why in the fuck are you still following and watching that person? Why? What do you get out of watching another person who you don't like, who you don't fucking care for? What do you get out of it? Because how do you have the audacity to get on somebody's video and tell them what they say and how they talk that you don't like it? Or could you use another word? Same way with the young lady named Shanette. Shanette, Soft Life, same thing. Person got on there and said that she always in her gown. Now, she do be in her gown, okay? And she cooks in her gown. Hey, me personally, I told y'all, I don't get on camera in a gown. Have I gotten on camera? I have gotten on a live and I had on my gown and my robe. You know, I don't even do that no more, okay? Me personally, and I know she's filming, she's turning on the camera because she's in the comfort of her own home. Me personally, this is just me, I would not be in my bathrobe and my gown on camera. I would put on some sweatpants, some jogging pants, even if she had on some kind of like pajama bottoms, but that's me, okay? I don't cook in my, I have cooked breakfast in my gown and my robe. I'm not, for me, but I'm not getting ready to get on camera and cook in my gown and my robe on camera. I'm not going to do that. But she is in her home. She's in the comfort of her home. And that's what she do. That's her thing, you know, when she's at home. Everybody does things differently on their channel, okay? There's a young lady over on Facebook who I follow. And I follow her, or have followed her, because she was getting a lot of flack about, you know, her size or whatever. But I'm getting ready to unfollow her because I am tired of seeing her bend all the way over where you can see the whole print of her vagina. Bent over. She's bent over with her ass tooted up and she's shaking her ass. No panties on. And I'm tired of seeing that. I'm tired of seeing it. And I want to tell her so bad, why don't you get you an OnlyFans account where you can really get paid if that's the kind of content that you want to do? I am shocked that Facebook is allowing her to bend all the way over, and then she'll put her hand between her legs, touch her vagina. I'm not understanding why. Okay, I'm not understanding why they have not said nothing to her and told her that her content is too explicit. The other day, she was laying on the bed, laying on her stomach, and she was twerking or doing whatever she was doing. The men over there be going absolutely bonkers. Okay, she's a pretty girl, pretty young lady. I'm assuming that she's got to be, she's probably in her 30s, and she's got a nice shape. She got a real big ass. And I'm just like, every time I turn on Facebook, up top where the stories are, it's a video of her bent over. It's another, you know, she puts on biking shorts, anything that will show every print of her body, that's what she puts on. And I used to comment when she first started, she just would dance, and I would comment on her stuff, and people were talking about she was fat. She's not fat at all. Got a small waistline. She got a nice body, and she's pretty. And when she first got on, and they were trying to comment her about her, talking about your body too loose, you fat, you this, you that, all that, I was supporting her and following her. Now, If you want to go look her up, her name is Angie Cook on Facebook. Now, she got more and more explicit. And I just can't watch it. I just don't want to see it. You know what I'm saying? I like her as a person. She can dance. Well, when she do the dances or whatever. And when she was just doing that, I was cool with that. But I just think that the bending over and showing the whole print of your vagina, girl, go on OnlyFans. You have men on your chat, on your Facebook page that will pay to see you do that. And you can be explicit as you want. And then she'll write on there, somebody asked her about her OnlyFans and she got offended. Why are you offended? You offended by somebody asking you about OnlyFans, but you on here doing what they doing on OnlyFans. You're doing the same thing. And it's getting more and more explicit. It's getting more and more nasty. And I just cannot. I just can't follow it no more. But I don't get on her platform and tell her, you need to stop doing that. You a young lady. You putting yourself out there. I don't say nothing. Because she grown. And it ain't for me to tell you what to do. I just unfollow you. And that's what I don't get over here. Why you all just don't unsubscribe and stop watching people that you don't care for. Because it's obvious that you all don't care for certain influencers, but yet you want to get on and tell them, you need to put on some clothes. You need to stop using that word. You use anyhow and anywho too many times. You need to put on some clothes and stop walking around in your gown. I'm sure your husband, like Shanette, your husband is Jason. I'm sure Jason don't appreciate you being on camera. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Her husband see her on camera with her gown and her robe on. She don't have nothing exposed. How you gonna tell people what to do on their platform? I may not agree with what you do. I may think the way you do your content is a little quirky or a little weird. I think that about a lot of content creators. They probably think the same thing about me. They probably say, CC cuss too much. CC be on there telling people to go to hell and talking about their mama and telling people that they need to be swallowed. Oh, I can't. That's just too much for me. I can't watch her. I'm going to unsubscribe to her. I respect that. But don't get on my shit telling me as a grown-ass woman what the fuck to say out my mouth. Don't do that. And y'all love to do that on the live stream. Oh, you cuss too much. Get the fuck off. I don't come ringing nobody doorbell personally and saying, I'm going to be live tonight. Come watch me. I'm going to be live tonight. Come watch me. I don't come knocking on your fucking door. None of these contents come knocking on your door. If you watch YouTube and the type of YouTube you watch and it shows up on your news feed and you decide that you want to watch it, watch it. If not, shut the fuck up. People are not going to stop being who they are because you're uncomfortable. I'm not here to make you comfortable. I'm here to make content. Either you like what I make or you don't. But you all got this sense of, I want to control you. Like the whole thing about the good morning. It's not morning now, it's afternoon. What the fuck? You think I'm stupid? You think I'm slow? You think I don't know that? I mean, it's just, it's common fucking sense. And some of y'all ain't got no common sense. You don't have no common sense to know that, oh, she's uploading this, she's on her way to work, she's uploading this in the morning, but it probably just uploaded. She filmed the video in the morning. It's common fucking sense. But you keep writing the same goddamn comment in the comment section. Although good morning, although it's not morning. Why do you keep writing that? Why do you keep writing that in the fucking comments? That's stupid. It's stupid. You know goddamn well, if you've been watching this motherfucking YouTube channel, my channel, that I film every morning on the way to work. So why even write that? That's dumb to me. Dumb. It's like I told Christopher yesterday. I said, it's mental illness when you keep talking about the same thing over and over and over again. I said, I've tried to, you don't tell me you don't need no therapy. You don't? You think you don't? Really? And I said, you'll tell me you're going to stop talking about this. I told him last night, I said, okay, so the church wants to buy him a guitar so he can take guitar lessons. They've been trying to get this guitar. The guitar is out of stock or something. I said, listen. So he comes down yesterday, or day before yesterday, and he tell my mother. My mother mentioned it to him. He says, I don't want to play the guitar. They asked him to be a praise dancer. He don't want to do that. My mama said he go to church. She said he sit there. She said he got a scowl on his face. So one of the ladies in the church always come over him. Hey Chris, and hug him. She said the lady told him, this is about a month or two ago. She said, this is the last time I get up and come over and speak to you. She said, I'm the elder. And she said, I always come over and hug you and speak to you and greet you. She said, and when you see me, you act like you don't even want to speak. I said, why are you going to church if you moody every goddamn Sunday? Why are you going? Stay home. I said, you in the church. I said, everything they ask you, there's another young man in the church. He's tried to take Christopher under his wing. He's given Chris his number. He told Chris to reach out to him. He said, what kind of things do you like to do? He's trying to be a mentor. Christopher hasn't. I called him. I said, you are the problem. Not everybody else. You. He tells me last night, sometimes, I just feel alone. I said, you know what? You feel alone because you isolate yourself. You isolate yourself. I said, you had one friend, and now that friendship is over. I said, there's no reason why you don't have more friends. I said, there's no reason why you got to go on prom by yourself. He said, I asked a couple of girls, and they said no. He said, everybody want to go by themselves. I said, that's fine. I know it's a new thing now. I said, but Chris, you deserve to have a date. I said, you just deserve to have somebody. And he said he agreed with me. But when I suggest taking this young lady that he grew up with, no, I don't see her like that. See her like what, motherfucker? Y'all going on prom. You're not asking her for her hand in marriage. You're not marrying her. You're going on prom. What are you talking about? That kind of shit gets on my nerve. So, and here's the thing. Her name is Aaliyah. Aaliyah's mama, or Aaliyah, lives 2 blocks away from us. So it would be easy for them to bring her right to my house, already dressed, or she could get dressed in my house. And the limo guy take them down to prom, bring her back, and her mom and daddy come pick her up in my house when they come back. But he don't want to take her. She's so tall. What does that got to do with you going on prom? I do believe she's taller than him. She's not taller than him. She's not 6'6" or 6'7". I think she's 5'11". He's 5'9". She is tall. She plays basketball. He grew up with this little girl. They've been knowing each other since they were babies. In home daycare, Miss Bunny was the daycare provider. And she had all these little kids. And Aaliyah was one of them. She's 1 year behind Chris. She's 17. She just turned 17 in November. I say, you act like you marrying this girl. You're going on prom. What are you talking about? And I told him, I said, you get in your own way. I said, it's you. I said, you get in your own way. So then he tells me and my mama that he doesn't want to play the guitar. I said, well, why, if you didn't want to play the guitar, why didn't you just tell them, I don't want to play the guitar? They want to buy him they was trying to get the guitar, have it there at the church for his birthday and give him a guitar. And I think that it's a guy in the church who played the guitar. He said that he would, if they got him the guitar, the guy said, I'll work with Chris. They like Chris. Everybody likes Chris. So the guy said, if y'all get the guitar, I'll do the guitar lessons with him. I'll give him guitar lessons. I told him, I said, you need to get something else in your life other than you talking about your hair all the fucking time. Get something else in your life. I said, you the problem. You're the problem. You. I said, you the problem. And this is what I'm going to say to some of you all. Some of you all, you had the same issue that Chris had. You won't get out of your own way. Y'all, you want to blame everybody else for you not being happy, but you are the main common denominator of why you're not happy. You. And I told him that. I said, ain't nobody telling you not to get locks or to grow your hair. But I told him, I said, I'm telling you as your mother, I don't care what we know to be right, but this is the type of world we live in. So if you get locks, be prepared to deal with some type of racial profiling. I said, because y'all all look alike. Do what you want to do. You want to get locks. And here's the thing. He don't even want the damn locks. He don't want the locks. He gonna tell me last night, I probably won't even get locks. I said, right. I said, but yet you mad at me because I said you bringing up something that happened when you was early part of your teenage years. So he apologized. He apologized for being moody and for, treating me. I said, you see, I didn't say nothing else to you. I said, you see, I let you go on about your business, right? Yeah. I said, I'm not gonna be always, be asking you what's wrong, whatever. I said, I knew what was wrong. I said, but you can be mad at me or feel some type of way about what I say. I said, but I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not ever going to be here to hurt you. I always tell you the truth. But this is the problem with so many people. So many people want to blame other people for them being where they are in life. But never want to take responsibility for the reason for them being the way that they are. The reason why a lot of us are stuck where we stuck, it's not because of anybody else. It's because of us. And until you get out of your own way, you're going to always be where you're going to be. I told him, I said, you enjoy being negative? And then he's going to say, I know I'm negative. I said, you are very negative. I told him about that movie, Trading Places. Do you all remember that movie, Trading Places, with Eddie Murphy? When he was the homeless man and the two rich white men gave him a job, or they used him because he was smart, because he knew whatever. And when it was all over, they was trying to trick him. But when it was all said and done, they used to treat him any kind of way because he was outside of the begging for money. And then at the end of the movie, if you haven't seen the movie, it's a very old movie. And then then things changed. And instead of him being outside begging for money, the two white rich men were outside begging for money. Trading places. They traded places with him. So then they had an opportunity to see what it was like to be homeless. And so what I told Chris was, I said, you need to trade places with some of your classmates, like Leonard and the other boy that don't even get the things that you get. I said, you've had not one, but 2 pair of shoes that was bought and given to you, that you begged me for 2 years, and I couldn't afford to get them. I said, who in the fuck is walking around with a pair of $500 shoes on their feet and they ain't got no goddamn job? And you got them in white and black. I said, I ain't never met Metal Shrub a day in my life. I said, but he cares about me and you, and he wanted to make you happy. I said, Chris, that's love. That's love from somebody that we have not physically met him. I said, that's love. He loves us through. I said, although me and Metal, we in FaceTime, we ain't seen each other personally. We talk on the phone. We text. I know a lot of stuff about Meadow and his family, his sisters and stuff. I said, what? I said, what in the world? Who gives somebody that ain't family a gift like that? I said, you walking around here, you wanted them shoes, You got them. I said, do you understand how blessed you are? I said, do you understand that's nobody but God pouring something into somebody else to be a blessing to you? I said, do you understand that blessings, when we pray to God and we ask for something or we want something, I said, God sends it. And it's directly from him, but he put that person in place to do with what you were praying for. Now, I know praying for some shoes, that might seem like, I said, but this is what you wanted. I said, I said, you walking around with 3, not 1, but you walking around with 3 goddamn Nike Tech hoodies that cost almost close to $200. The jogging pants to the Nike Tech hoodies, they were $140. I refuse. I said, you can buy them with your money. 'Cause I'm not. I shop at goddamn Ross and Shein and Fashion Nova. And I be waiting for Fashion Nova to have a sale. And I ain't had an opportunity to buy nothing off of Fashion Nova lately. Please explain to me how the hell you ain't got no goddamn job and you got on 2 pair of shoes that cost that much. And you walking around here with goddamn 3 Nike hoodies, Nike Tech hoodies. The first one he bought with his own money, that green and black one. Then he turned he got money The gift cards that we got for the housewarming party, people sent money for him and I. We went and we bought, he has a cream Nike Tech. Then, last year for his birthday, his auntie Nina, he wanted a black one. We went up there to the store, we was all together. She bought him the black one. Now he has a gray and, so how many is that? The green and black, the cream, the all cream one that he wanted, the all black one. I bought him Saturday the gray and black one. So he has 4 fucking hoodies. Add that up. They all are $140. Now the green and black one, he got that one on sale. But it was still like $80 some. Who the hell is walking around and he got them all hanging up in the closet? I don't have a hoodie that costs $140. Do you? I go to Ross. And since I bought this house, I can't even shop the way I was shopping. And since I bought this house, and I got this high-ass gas bill, light bill, water bill, cable, gotta pay the home security, my home security. What did I say? Cable, gas, light. Wait a minute, let me go back. The home security, to secure the home, that's ADT, to secure that. Cable, light, gas, water bill. Not to mention a $2,000 mortgage a month. Not to mention Uber every day. To and from. Now I'm paying for him to get picked up in the goddamn afternoon. Not to mention, we ain't went and bought no groceries yet. Not to mention that I put almost $60. I got a 4-cylinder car. I put close to $60 to fill this tank up yesterday. Because I let it get down too far. Not to mention my hair. And not to mention toilet paper, paper towels, toothpaste, deodorant. I asked him, I said, do you bathe in deodorant? Why are you always running out of deodorant? So now I bought the twin pack. So I try to buy everything in bulk so I don't have to keep coming back. Not to mention cat food. The cat food, the dry food, and the wet food, if I buy it together, it's over $100. Not to mention things that I just like, that I want, that I like and I see and I want for me. So, what are you doing? What are we talking about here? And I told him, I said, you need to trade places. I said, and then you will understand how blessed you are. He said, I know I'm blessed. I know I'm blessed. He said, I don't take for granted nothing that Meadow do for me. I love Meadow. I appreciate Meadow buying me gifts. I'm not saying that, Mama. You trying to act like, he said, you trying to act like I don't appreciate things that people do for me. That's not it. That's not it. You know I'm not like that. I said, then why are you so goddamn unhappy? Why are you always so don't want to be bothered? I said, you don't want to get involved in anything in that church. I said, if you got involved in something in the church and you did something, I said, things would open up for you. I said, but you don't want to do nothing. And then you want to stand in my face and tell me that you feel alone. How? How can you feel alone when you've had every opportunity? You know what I'm saying? Listen, I've tried to put Chris in other stuff. I told Chris even choreographs his own dances, right? I said, I tried to put you in a dance school. I said that to you. Well, I don't really dance like that. I said, you don't want to do nothing. I said, these are the three things that you into. Your hair, your hair, your hair. And then the video game and your phone. I said, you'll go down there in the basement, you will dance, you listen to your music. I said, when you home, you turn on Alexa, you down there dancing, you down there. I said, that's it. I said, you ain't got nothing else in your life. And now the one friend, and you used to be on FaceTime with Leonard and Tracy and Avante, and y'all all would be talking and laughing. I said, now you don't have that. I said, but you won't do nothing else. Chris don't keep up with nobody. The little boy who went with us Saturday, who came out that Saturday, he said, I do be texting Sir Caleb. I said, no, you don't. No, you don't. He said, Sir Caleb be busy. I had to make him call him and ask him about coming to his birthday gathering. And it ain't that he don't like Sir Caleb, but he don't think to reach out to people. I said, what about the man in the church? He doesn't go to he was going to this thing called band. It's his mentor has created this group called band, and they go to, they do a lot of things. He don't participate in that no more. Because he said that the boys in the group and whatever, he said I don't know what's wrong with them. He said they act like they don't really care for me or whatever. Now, I believe him on that because I witnessed that myself. So I understand that, but he don't do nothing with that no more. Stop going to that altogether. They have the men's breakfast once a month. He doesn't do nothing. But don't stand in my face and tell me that you feel alone. You feel alone because you want to be alone. You feel alone because you don't want to participate in anything. And anything that I suggest, anything that the church suggests, you go against it. And I just had to tell him this, and I know y'all gonna think that I'm wrong, and I mean. I said, Christopher, I said, you cannot soak up all of my time talking to me about, I said, I don't want to hear that negative shit. I don't want to hear it, and you're not finna keep telling me that. You just not. You just not gonna do it. So, and it's just like I said, this just goes back to what I've said here on this channel. If you don't like or you don't want to look at somebody, then don't look at them. But stop trying to control the dynamics of what people do and how they do it. Because nobody begs nobody to watch them. But I just think it's unfair to try to get on somebody's platform and be negative towards them and say stupid shit to them when you don't have to watch them. That's just how I feel. And a lot of things that happen with us is our own doing. You got to get out of your own way. And if you don't get out of your own way, you're going to always be where you are. So that's my advice to all of you all. I'm telling you the same thing I tell him. Get out of your own way. So y'all have a good, blessed day. Have a happy Friday. Don't keep writing stupid comments in my comment section. Stop. Because I'm sick of y'all writing stupid shit in the comment section that don't make sense. Okay? I film in the morning and I upload, and I don't have nothing to do with why it takes so long to upload, but it does. YouTube got all kinds of issues. They sent out a thing in the YouTube studio yesterday, a notification saying that YouTube studio was having an issue with people that upload through YouTube studio. People couldn't upload. So when it's uploaded, it's when it's uploaded. I don't need for you to tell me what time it is. Either watch it or don't. But stop writing them fucking comments, because it's stupid at this point and I'm getting irritated. And I don't even respond to it no more. But what I ain't gonna do, I ain't gonna keep saying it either. So when you're ahead and you can't write a comment, and you try to write a comment and you keep getting an error, and it says you were hidden by the content creator, hey, don't come emailing me asking me why, because you're gonna know why. So y'all have a great day. And I'll see you when I see you. All right, y'all. Take care. Have a great day. Peace.